Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum. I welcome you all to today's New Bangladesh. Here, as usual, we shall discuss new economy, new science, new technology, overall new Bangladesh. Dear viewers, this is the last week of the first month of 2026. And everyone of this country is thinking that this new year, that means year 2026, will bring a new era for our country. Obviously, all of us are waiting for an event, very much important event, which will bring a new era to this country. That is the coming national election and national referendum. But as regards referendum, people are thinking that how to vote and why to vote. That's why our today's arrangement is to discuss with the people about coming referendum. So our today's topic is Referendum 2026. Here in our studio, as our guest present, Mr. Asheq Rahman.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Dear viewers, you already know him. He was our guest several times. He's an English lawyer and very good expert on this type of events like referendum and national election. So we're happy to get him today as our guest. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you today?
Thank you, sir. Well, sir, as regards the referendum, sir, I'd like to know several things. Before that, sir, please introduce yourself to our viewers as a lawyer, sir.
Hello, everyone. It's a privilege to be here. My name is Asheq Rahman. I'm an English lawyer. At the same time, I have worked in various places in Africa, starting from Africa, US, and in 4 subcontinents in the world. And then right now we are heading towards a new era, as our host has described, Dr. Ramit, that we are going to have the referendum and the vote on 12th of February. And then on that note, what we are expecting as a banker and then as a lawyer, what we see that at this point in time, things are a little bit still and in a steady situation where people are expecting something transformative will happen soon, and then the country will move on to the full sprint stage. So with that, I have worked in several places. I was a faculty member in IUB, Independent University of Bangladesh. I worked in Standard Chartered Bank, BRAC Bank, SCB, and then CTN. I was Chief Country Compliance Officer and Camelco. And then I was DMD for NCC Bank. And I did MBA in Finance and IT from Oklahoma City University. I'm a first-class micro and macroeconomist from University of Dhaka. And then I'm a certified anti-money laundering specialist, and I have few other certified auditors credentials in my resume. So with that, I have seen various parts of the globe as an auditor, while I was working, and then as a while working in firms, in the legal firms, and also in product and legal team. So, and then I was in research team. That's why I think we have a privilege that we will discuss on referendum and how to go forward about it. So over to you, sir.
Well, sir, basically, referendum is not a new practice in our country. Earlier we had 3 referendums. One probably in 1977, probably like this. Then again in 1983, and another one is in 1996, probably, sir.
Correct.
Well, so not a new practice. People of this country know what is referendum and why to vote. Basically, that some decisions, political decisions, can take the parliament, obviously. At present, we have no parliament. But on the other hand, there are some major decisions which parliament or the political parties don't want to take because they give it to the people of the country. Since in a democratic country, the people are basically the owner of that country. So people will decide their fate or their future of their own country. So as regards referendum, sir, I'd like to ask you, please tell us in brief about referendum and this practice all over the world, sir.
Yeah.
If you can touch history, sir.
Yeah, I'll go bit by bit. So your first question, request to define the definition of referendum is basically the truest form of democracy. See, in a government, you see parliament, you see bureaucracy, you see different rule-making agencies. Like in our country, we have Bangladesh Bank, we have BSEC, etc., etc. Then Energy Regulatory Commission, we have Telecom, BTRC, etc., etc. So what happens is, Parliament, they passes law and they enact it. So over there, the parliamentarians are getting elected by the vote of the people. So it's an indirect voting system where things get settled, and then whether it gets passed or it doesn't get passed, it goes through the system, and then it gets enacted as an act after passing the process. So here it's a direct democracy, referendum, that people will say whether they want it or they don't want it. It's like whether you like it or they don't like it. Like what happened in UK of late, Brexit. So what happened, a lot of people, they voted, 52% voted for Brexit. And then Brexit happened. And then we have seen a lot of regimes changes because of Brexit, because they couldn't hold it, because there is a practice going on in the system for a long time, and then you have to adjust it. Then you have to, there is a teething period, etc., etc. And nowadays, what is happening, like first referendum where Norway got separated from Sweden without war, I believe it's in 1905. That period in time, what happens was, world was not that much connected. Now the world is connected. So whatever referendum you are bringing in the table, it has multiple impact, because you might have agencies not set like that, you have bureaucracy not set like that, you don't have the system set like that. So a lot of adjustment needs to be taken place in terms of whenever the referendum gets a positive vibe. I'm referring to Brexit because you saw like how many times that referendum got passed, and after 2 years it started getting enacted. And still they are going through the Brexit phase out as we speak. Like UK is a lot of things they were not being able to totally get rid of from the Brexit, because there had been a couple of multilateral EU treaties and agreements in place, which is already there, and it is getting rolled out, and they're day by day, month by month, they are phasing it out, year by year. So I hope I have made it clear. And then in Rome, if we go back to Rome, and then previous world, where democracy, cradle of civilization started, what happened is they used to have on a major decision of a country, they, like whether they will go for war or major tax rises, something like that, they used to ask people that, okay, what do you think about it? Say yes or no. And based on that, they would have taken the decision. So I think referendum gives the right of the people that they have a right to choose what they like, what they don't like.
Thank you very much. As regards democracy, if we utter the word democracy, we always remember Greece, Solon and Greece and like this. But basically, our democracy is also old enough that there was a time in our country then when the kings were also democratically elected. I can mention the name of King Gopal. He was basically a democratically elected king. And you know that during his reign, the country prospered a lot. People of our country love democracy from time immemorial. So in this connection, I'd like to ask you that election, yes, our people are very much familiar with election, but not that much familiar with referendum. So what is the difference between this election and referendum?
Well, election, you are selecting somebody to run the country. So that is like, you know, whoever you are selecting as an MP, and then eventually they will select their PM, Prime Minister, etc., etc., and then the cabinet, and then the ministries. So referendum is something different. Like you see, we have a system in place, and the system has been running for a while, and then you are asking the people whether you want this continuation of this system, or do you want this sort of changes to be happening soon. So this is the referendum that the 12th election is asking about.
Well, Thank you very much. This for the first time in our country we are getting the referendum and the election on the same day. Do you think that it may make the people confused?
Well, again, this is my opinion. I may be wrong. If awareness is done, because we have a couple of days left, that what are the points in the referendum? I think in the campaign, maybe somebody is asking vote for one particular party, and then another party is asking for their party. So referendum, I think, is not that much I have heard as a people from the walk of life. I haven't I think there should be a little bit more awareness program run into this phase, because otherwise there is a bias. Maybe there is a bias towards yes. People might give yes or people might give no. Without understanding. So, but I think what is going to happen is choice is two. Like you are voting and then you are voting for referendum. Just two choices. In a day, I don't think that's a difficult task to be done.
Thank you very much. Our present government is doing a lot. They are making many programs to build awareness for this referendum. I think it's okay. I think. Well, then as regards the decision making, direct public decision making, the public will decide yes or no, and that will obviously make our fate. In this connection, I would like to know that what about this referendum 26, what about it? Can you tell? Please.
Well, there are political tangent to it. I'm not going to go into detail of it. One is whether you want the parliament system, the system, current system as is. Do you want it to be upper chamber and lower chamber? So this is there. Secondly, the PM's tenure. So whether you want it perpetuity or whether you want it to be binded. So this is there. Secondly, I'm talking about the major things. And then there is another clause as to it is balancing the power between PM, and then balancing the power between the presidency, and then balancing the power of leader of the parliament. And then also, you see now what is happening, the parliament, PMs, MPs, they have to bow to whatever the decision has been taken by their country, party. So there is a scope that that might give them some freedom that they can reciprocate, they can express their thoughts into some decision of the party, which is, I think, maybe more democratic. So those things are there in the referendum. So I think, again, it will depend on the people who will give their verdict whether they're going to go for it or they're not going to go for it.
Well, obviously, in a democratic country, the people are the owner of the country, and they have all right to choose their yes or no. Okay, they have all right to decide their fate. But is there any instances in the history of any country that the result of referendum was negative, that make a negative impact to the nation?
Well, I'm not that expert to comment on that, because what happens is referendum most of the time happened in peaceful situation.
Yes.
If you ask me whether it happened in most of the peaceful situation, maybe not. 50%, more than 50% of the chances things were volatile while the referendum was hashed out. So with that tendency, whenever, if you vote yes for the referendum, just to give you the Brexit impact, because some people are liking it, a lot of people they're saying that UK is going down because of this Brexit. So I'm not an expert on that frontier, but what I see is whenever you have a referendum and that shift takes place, there are teething and adjustment period as to that.
Thank you very much. Okay, is there any chance that if the people vote for yes, so the tenure of this government may be extended? Any chance?
Not that I am aware of, because you see, the government is trying to do a fair election. And then secondly, they want the mandate to be given by the people, and the country should be for the people. So what I understand from the government perspective right now, so they don't want to jeopardize anything. They want a fair election and then pass the baton to the whoever gets the mandate from the people and then take the country forward.
Another thing is now we have our head of the state, that is president, okay, and he is now the head of the state. Only the parliament can choose or to elect another president, okay. But at this moment, the parliament is absent. So if something happens, that president is leaving this post, or that post is becoming vacant, what should we do? Should we elect another president? But is there any procedure, or is there any legal ground to elect or select another president?
I'm assuming you are talking about the period that the current government is there, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So if there's something happens to the presidency, there is a void. So at this structure, legal structure that we have, to my understanding, you won't be able to replace the president. It's going to be very difficult to replace the president, within this framework of time. We don't have that much time. Second, the legal framework we have, it doesn't support that. So with that, my understanding is, the answer is that, but again, presidency is a position. And that is crowned by some human being. So if something happens to the human being, maybe he takes leave, or maybe he's sick or something like that. Your question is whether the presidency or the government will run or not, right? Am I correct?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. The answer is yes, the government will function. Government will function because you see, for extreme situation, in our constitution there is provision to run the government. So it's not going to get into halted situation, as far as I understand.
Well, the vital question is that this referendum is related with the July Charter. Can you tell us a brief about this July Charter?
Well, whenever the people's takes the street, and then in a mass level, and then you have genocide and everything, that reflects that something went wrong, something went south. And then a lot of people, they gave their life to protect the rule of law, to protect the democracy, and then to oppose maybe the fascism. So, and then what we have to do is whoever has sacrificed, you see, we have to remember them. If we don't remember them, then I don't think that's justified. What you are going to answer to your next generation? They will ask, well, these people have sacrificed this much, and right now, look at them. So yeah, July, I think we should give importance towards July, and whoever has sacrificed. And a lot of people, they were in street, and they need to be recognized. Maybe government doesn't have mechanism to recognize everybody. There might be some wrong pick, some correct pick. So with errors, but we have to stand on it.
Well, thank you very much. Then another thing is that revolution versus constitution, constitution versus a revolution. We are not sure that should the revolution follow the constitution, or the constitution should follow the revolution. So what is your opinion, sir?
Well, what is constitution? You see, constitution is you have written a charter that this is how we will operate. These are the main thing. It's about everything. Then you have the act and everything. So some country has written constitution, some country doesn't have written constitution. So referendum, so if you do not have a written constitution, will the referendum take place? Yes, it can take place. Answer is UK. Okay. And then whether which one is first, whether the chicken is first or the egg is first. So here, definitely the chicken has to be in first. Constitution. See, in Australia, what happened is there was a constitution, they wrote a bunch of pieces, and then there were several tribes, when they tried to make the country into one, they did a referendum, that whether you want to be united or you want to be in piecemeals. So this is as far as I know. Maybe I don't have the whole history in my head. So this is my answer.
Thank you. So in this connections, yes, does a referendum automatically change the constitution? It happened anywhere in this world?
Yeah, it happened in various countries like Russia and many countries. Like whenever you are trying to bring a major overhaul in your constitution, then parliament or the bureau that you have, they shied out towards taking the decision. They thought, okay, let's make the people a part of it and see what the other side, the mass people is thinking about it. And their thoughts are given importance, and then referendum changed that bit.
Well, for example, that referendum decides that it will happen, that the next parliament can change this decision of the people?
Well, see.
Or this is the highest decision. Decision of referendum is the highest decision. No one can change it.
Oh, the world is changeable. So maybe today is your age is 500 days. Tomorrow you'll be 501 days old. So world is a change cycle. So you cannot bind referendum with the parliament.
Yes.
So if there is a majority, maybe in the referendum there are a couple of clauses that is given that you cannot change that and that. And to my understanding, that is debatable. Because in the passage of time, everything is, in the long run, everything is changeable.
Yes, change is the only permanent.
Yeah.
Only permanent. But the thing is that people has given the mandate. Okay, they have chosen that this. Okay, through the referendum. So the next parliament comes and they wants to change the result of the referendum. That means decision of the referendum. Is there any legal ground for this?
Well, I cannot answer it in one yes or no. The answer is yes and the answer is no, both. Because you see, I discussed about Brexit. Couple of it they were able to do it. Couple of it they were still they are working on it.
Okay.
So if a government comes for 5 years, maybe they will achieve half of it or maybe more than half of it or could be full of it. But there is a likelihood that they might not be able to fulfill the whole charter in one term.
Well, that is. Okay, now what do you think that obviously very few days are left for election and referendum. What do you think that our people are ready for this referendum or not?
See, are you going to be ready for your death?
No. No.
So nobody
to some
is
extent,
ready.
no. To some extent, yes. To some extent, yes.
Yeah. Maybe some smart people, they're ready for death. But most of the people, if you ask me, we are not. Were you ready for your marriage?
There's a question, yes.
Yeah.
There's a question.
Something like that.
But what do you think that when you survey, it's your personal survey, talking with the people, getting their opinions, that are they just ready to vote or for giving their decisions for this referendum?
Well, let's test it. If you don't test it, you're not going to get the temperature of it. You have to test it first. Let's go for it, and then you will see like whether they're ready for it or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then now, as educated citizen of this country, what should you do? Should we encourage our people to participate in this referendum?
Why not? Because you see, democracy is a process, and if you do not participate in the democracy, then like you are giving away your right. So if you are giving away right, and then if you are sitting on your right, it's not going to help you in the long run.
So basically, it's our democratic duty.
Absolutely.
To participate in this referendum.
Absolutely.
Because we need to choose our fate, to choose our future.
Right.
Okay. Well, another question is, we have government, we have parliament, but we have court as well. So then again, the question arises, parliament versus government. Okay, parliament versus court. Okay, court versus government, like this. So obviously we will have a result after this referendum, but can it be challenged by the court?
Why not? If some fundamental rights are breached, as to our Article 102 and then 35 and the provisions of our Constitution, then it will be challenged. And that's the beauty of democracy. That's the beauty of judiciary.
Well, I think I have touched all the questions, necessary and important questions. Anything left?
Yes, the election is left, and we are waiting for February 12th. And we pray and hope that there is a fair election, which the government is committed, and we believe it will happen. And then we will request all our audiences and then our fellow citizens to participate, whoever qualifies to give vote for their rights. Kindly vote for your right. Kindly vote for people who have sacrificed their lives and sacrificed their time behind this revolution, and then they have done a miracle, and maybe we are heading towards a new era, and hope for the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Obviously, we should hope for the best, and we hope that this referendum will bring a new era for our country. Dear audience, this was all with your today's discussion. I think you enjoyed the discussion. So this is all. Hope to see you in the next episode. Assalamu alaikum.